what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video on my Paul Mitchell the school experience. The goods, the bads, the uglies. And I want to first say that this is not a bash video. I will not be tearing down every single thing that went wrong at my school because life is inevitable. Things happen. So just putting that out there first. First of all, the entire experience as a whole, every experience that I had within the time frame that I was in the Paul Mitchell School was amazing. I can just say that. I learned so much in the past 9 months, or 9 or 10 months, that, you know, it's priceless. It's worth so much more than what I thought originally that it meant. So, starting off, I want to talk about the beginning of the program. The beginning of the program, which is considered core, which is a six-week program, was absolutely amazing. My instructor gave me basically all the tools I needed to succeed on the floor and build off a good foundation. But there was a shift in something when I moved to the floor. Everything started out, nicely. I started taking guests, I started working with my family, started taking classes and, doing my book classes and my physical classes and all that good stuff. But there was a shift at a certain point where things kind of, that whole self-motivation and that whole, you're here because for your own reasons and not for anybody else's reasons, kind of had to kick in. When you're in an educational environment with X amount of people and that X amount is big, people are going to find negative things and bring them to your attention. And I think it's your job as a person to stay neutral and to kind of observe it for yourself. And it also had to do with people coming into the school that were brand new with a negative connotation about cosmetology and weren't really serious about the field, just doing it as something to do. So with that in mind, a portion of my program for me was me having to be self-motivated, push for what I wanted to learn and kind of deal with the negativity that was surrounding me at the time. And this probably lasted about 2 months-ish. It was kind of like annoying. I kind of stopped wanting to go to school. Cosmetology is kind of like a field you have to want, and it has to be something that you're not going to give up on. You have to know that this is what you want to do for like a extended or pretty much your whole life. And then a great opportunity that Paul Mitchell, like every Paul Mitchell the school offers, came around, which is Caper. It's an event that is held in Las Vegas, or I think it's moved this year, but it's usually held in Vegas, and it's a big convention like for cosmetology students of Paul Mitchell. Now, when I first heard about this, I wanted to go. I was dead set on it, and I'm so glad that I did. After doing my fundraising, I went to Vegas, and it was absolutely the most inspirational and life-changing experience I had ever had. It was the first time I left the state. It was the first time I kind of left the time zone just a little bit. I got to work with the top people in Paul Mitchell. I got to meet my idols, such as Deborah Dietrich, and many other artists that were at the event. And we got to hear motivational speaking, and it just encapsulated everything I thought cosmetology should be.
Excited to be back here. This is my first speaking event of 2015.
Ma'am,
Do you know I'm black? Okay, John, when did this happen? I go, does it hurt? Do you know what he said? He said, sometime. He goes, what about you, ma'am? I go, what do you mean, me? He said, being deaf and all. I go, does it hurt? Yeah, John, sometimes, honey. He goes, ma'am, you can't be kissing on me like that. Down here, people won't be talking at you. I go, that's okay, John, I'm deaf. I ain't gonna hear a damn thing they say.
I just felt this high. It had nothing to do with drugs. It was a high. It was this buzz. Oh my God, I made it. Everybody that told me I couldn't, they were wrong, and I made it. And I wrote that song, and I gave it a title. It's called The Ode to the Old Bag Who Said My Toes Were Too Short.
Now, after I got back, it was a very good time. You know, everybody that had gone to the event, which was a lot of people, were in very good spirits. And, you know, for X amount of time, we were having, you know, great school and stuff like that. But like I said again, you know, being in an environment where you're there every day, you know, pretty much most of your time is spent at, you know, one location with the same people. You know, there is bound to be conflict, and there's bound to be tension. There is bound to be tension. And unfortunately there was a lot of tension. And I felt it. Thank whatever that I was able to stay so neutral within everyone. I know that it's not the same, you know, thing for a lot of people that went to my school, but it was true for me, and I'm glad so. As towards the education, I cannot say that they did not do their job. Every class that I took, every mini class that I watched, helped me and benefited me in some way, whether it was small or whether it was large. Now, when it comes to things like state board education, nails, facials, you know, all that, there is not a lot of extended learning when it comes to that. You get it once, maybe twice in your whole program. I personally think that you need to have it more, but you know, that's their program and I'm not going to fight against that. But I will say that not having that does kind of affect you when it comes to your state licensing. So I'm not licensed yet, but hopefully pretty soon I will be. And because I said that, I want to say that I have to thank the school, because at some point in the year, they made the executive decision. I don't know if this is for every school. It probably is not. It is probably just for the schools that the owner of my specific school runs. But they actually paid for my written exam, they're paying for my practical exam, and they're paying to get my license. So they're paying for they're doing the from A to Z. You know, there's no just letting us out and, you know, we have the opportunity, or we don't have the opportunity because of money to get our licenses. But there was a specific point and a specific topic I really wanted to touch on, and unfortunately this is negative, is teachers. Now, you have good teachers, you have great teachers, and you have teachers that shouldn't be educating. Now, me being someone that has worked with education and has participated like in programs where I'm dealing with teachers and educators and good educators and bad educators and all that mess, going into a school, I knew what to look for when I was looking for a good instructor or a good mentor, or, you know, quote unquote mentor. Now, if you were going to become an educational person of any type, you need to be sincere about it and know that you are going to be dealing with a lot of people. And if you're not the type of person to deal with this many people and such and educate them and be patient and not let your feelings get to you. And let me make this clear. very, very clear. There's only a few of these instructors that I'm talking about, whether they're still there or whether they're not, that shouldn't be educators. At least not right now. When it comes to education, no matter who you are dealing with, no matter who you are educating, you need to have the patience, the understanding, and the will to teach someone. Otherwise, you are not doing your job. And I felt at times, maybe not the whole time, but at times that certain educators weren't doing their job. They really weren't. It became very negative at certain points, and I would, catch attitude and certain things like that. But yeah. But let me make this clear again. It's not all the educators. I found some of the best instructors that I've ever worked with, worked under, helped, anything like that at Paul Mitchell D School. These people were there for me whenever I had questions, understood where I came from, and saw that I was driven enough to push past any obstacles that I had while I was in school. Were sincere in the fact that if they caught me in a negative moment, that they stopped and they talked to me, or they, were like, it's gonna be okay, don't worry about it, you'll make it through, just don't worry about it. And I feel like those are the type of educators that should be within any educational system. So here's the big question. Do I personally feel that I am ready to step into a salon? And the answer is yes. I truthfully do. And I more than likely within the next month will be stepping into a salon. Now, is this the same story for everyone? Absolutely not. And let me explain why. For some people, it takes an extended amount of time to learn a craft. And that's perfectly fine. Not everybody gets it in, 10 months of education. Some people, it takes them a long period of time. But there are certain people that, like I said, go into this profession thinking it's a joke. And they treat it as such. So at the end of the day, they're the ones complaining most of the time. Like, some people are not, but most of the time, these are the people that are complaining all the time and that sit in the back and do nothing throughout the entire year. And at the end of the day, when they are about to walk out of that building with their certificate and have completed everything they need to complete at the school to get that certificate, they don't know anything. They hold no educational value from the school. So as a little disclaimer, if you're looking to get into cosmetology, this is the school for you. Or you should see if this is the school for you. But make sure it's something you're going to be passionate about and you can see yourself doing for a period of time. Regardless if it's freelance or photography or movie or just sitting behind or working behind a chair. You have to figure out that this is what you want to do. And the only reason I feel like I am ready, and I'm so ready, and I'm confident about the fact that I'm ready, is that I didn't stop at school. I continue my education online, which is like the best resource ever for hairdressers nowadays, because you have YouTube, you have Periscope now, you have people that have created their websites to specifically educate you about hair and hair color and makeup and all that good stuff. So I did not stop at school. I carried it home with me, whether it was just watching a few videos a day or actually sitting down, watching a video, and then actually doing what the video had instructed me to do. And at the end of the day, I have to say my Paul Mitchell experience was a hopeful one. I have to say that it was a great experience. The people that I met and bonded with throughout this whole experience have become more than friends to me. And that's, something I couldn't say at the beginning of the year because I didn't think I would keep friends. I thought it was going to be like high school when it ends and everybody's gone. You know what I mean? But I truthfully feel I made family. Like, I connected with these people. I hung out with these people outside of school. I learned about these people's lives. And I feel like I learned about these people's lives. Sorry, my camera died. And I know for a fact that I'll know these people for like the rest of my life. I'm going to keep up with their careers. They're going to keep up with mine. And I can truthfully say that I love them. there are some instructors that I know that I'm going to follow for my lifetime, you know. And I didn't think that at the beginning of this year that I would be so emotionally invested in my school, of all things. So if you're considering Paul Mitchell, just know these things. One, we don't focus on nails and skin very much, or makeup for that matter. Two, that you are going to run into challenges regardless, whether it's with your instructor or whether it's with your passion for this field. You will experience them, and it's up to you to overcome that. 3, be there. Actually invest your time and put your all into the school, because that's what you're paying all this money for. 4, enjoy your experience. At the end of the day, learn what you need to learn to succeed in the world. And 5, I think 4 is good enough. So, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully I actually explained myself thoroughly and wasn't really confusing. I look forward to making future videos, and I look forward to making new looks and posting them on here. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.